Hello everybody, welcome back to the channel. Welcome to the second video of Monday. Now I did want to post this video over the weekend, but I thought I had a little bit of a break, get back into the vibe, and also look at some options to take on the gauntlet. So I don't know if I'll separate into like another video, but I will be going over some of the champions that I've been using in some of the gauntlets, and I've been ranging them in the ones I've used. You can see on screen to the left hand side just some go-to champions. I've seen other people use different champions, so I think there's a broad spectrum of coverage here. But I just think there's some really cool interactions. Something to note, and the reason that I've been using Magneto a lot, is that a lot of these champions are hashtag metal. In particular here in tier 7, a champion I'll be using, Magneto, against these, is that Hela is hashtag villain. We've also got Thor Ragnarok, which is hashtag metal Hela, hashtag metal for Thor Ragnarok, hashtag metal for Gladiator Hulk, and hashtag metal for Heimdall. So all of those will count. Now I do stress, Limber is kind of a thing to watch out for. That kind of like if you're parry heavying with Magneto, it may not be like a go-to option. But also something to stress is that you may find a usage for Corvus Glaive. I think there's a Korg in that. Corvus Glaive this month, especially when it comes to these champions on rotation. Korg is a big problem for some players also, but there are solutions. For me, I'm using a combination of either Iceman, Namor or Falcon. Of those three, because I've used Iceman for a long time, I've opted for him at times to do the Korg interaction fight. But it does also have a really cool interaction with Namor, especially with the way that if you've got a high signature version and get in his armoring system, it is very much a nice interaction. And as well, you are basically slaying quite nicely. Although with this particular version, this tier 7 one, it's Korg the boss. You do get a little bit of hints every time there is a new champion as being the lead champion. I believe this is that will be like the main champion. So it's like if it's Gladiator Hulk, it's Gladiator Hulk the boss, and then Thor Ragnarok is the boss, tier 5 or tier 6, sorry, and then you know, so on and so forth. But yeah, life transfer and pull, so like the projectile attacks, and this is where something that if you've got Iceman and you've got an SP1, I think that goes into that class as a projectile. Don't quote me on that, but I think because it's like thrown as projectile ice, that it would be, but who knows. Either way, the nice interaction with the weaknesses Korg has to energy-based attacks does mean that people will opt for Iceman, I think, in this one, just to kind of maximize damage output in theory. But either way, I think that this is a pretty doable thing. I'm just going to blast through this. Maybe I'll show some video highlights over the top of this or in a moment. So let's continue on. Right, here we go with some footage. And just to clear up, I think I said that Hela might have been a hashtag metal champion. Get confused, hashtag villain champion. So with this one, even though that I'm using Magneto, you can use a nice little Doctor Doom. I think Doctor Doom is probably one of the best. Or any champion that punishes on buffs. Morningstar could be quite cool, especially if you're bringing in that champion through the persistent route. But literally any champion that suppresses buffs or anything that power controls is usually a better option, especially with this, with Death Touch, which is like, do not get hit. Like, you will have all your health just gone in an instant if you get hit by the champion if they're under Death Touch. It's kind of a bit trollish, but you just got to put up with it. Either way, it's a very standard fight. This is the 5-star version, so it's pretty much easy to do. But as well, we're going to move on. And here we go with Thor Ragnarok. Now, this is definitely a hashtag metal champion. So easy with Magneto. If you've got Magneto, it will do a large quantity of the fight interactions. But yeah, parry heavy. Look, you're just melting. You're getting the additional damage. I think that comes in from the magnetism element of it, and especially from some of the key awakened abilities. So the interaction is just so nice because you get an extra like pop of burst damage or burst energy damage or extra damage. And it's just so nice. See, look at that, nice. There's nice little chunks, but it isn't the best, right? I'm going to show you in a minute some really amazing interaction with with Heimdall. It's jokes. It's honestly, it's jokes. But look, this is even as good, if not better, especially interaction with the heal reversal, which you can do if the champion gets that healing, which again is perfect. Parry heavy, parry heavy, parry heavy. This is just, it's all the way. It's just cheese all the way with tier 7. Most of the tiers that have champions that have got this And also just some of the interaction in general. Against Hela, you could use the champion as long as you just don't get hit after the specials or whilst the specials are going off. And as well, we're going to try, because the champion's got health, but SP2 for the win. Big smash Rooney, big damage. Nice, nice, nice. This is the Heimdall fight now we're going to move on to. This one in particular is the main one. It's just absolutely hilarious. So with this, look, we go parry. We're trying to do a parry. There's a dropped input, by the way, here. Parry, heavy. What the hell was that? That is a huge amount of damage there. Again, boom, big crit, big damage. This again goes down to interaction based on the champion, and as well, there's dropped input just there. I was trying to do a heavy attack. It just wouldn't press down and work. I've had that a few times. I know I'm not alone. A lot of the players having that. 4 hits, guys. 4 hits. That's the interaction there. Even though the champion has got limber on, there's also like the inner workings of the champion interaction as well that just makes this better. And then the final fight is using Namor against Korg. Now I do make a few mistakes here or there with this, but as I always say, if it's stupid and it works, isn't stupid. Or I should just say, if it cost me a revive, that's bad times. If it didn't, all good in the hood. But we're just going to build up just before 29. I want to say I'm aiming for 28 on my outrage, and then I'm going to hit in my special attack. I'm trying to just do parries and then allowing the champion to hit into my block and then do the heavy attack, because I don't want to trigger off dexterity, which is a massive no-no, a big red flag here. So on 27, waiting for 28, he does his, goes unblockable. I probably used dexterity too many times there. Shouldn't have done, but it is what it is. It was what it was, and as well, doesn't really matter because we're going to do this big SP3. When I come out of it, I'm going to try and get closer. A lot of the times I do throw the SP2 that I get very quickly at range, but I like to go a little bit closer. And I would have liked to have done a second SP3, but it doesn't need to be done because, like, look, just smashed through quite nicely. And there we go. And there we go. That was tier 7. A lot of fun, especially with some champion examples like that Heimdall 4 hits with Magneto just makes all this interaction just jokes, just funny jokes. But it's fun. It's fun to brush off some of these champions. In some cases, like Namor for the interaction against Korg. And there's a few other different kind of Korg interactions. I mean, I mentioned Iceman and Falcon, so there's probably a few more that I could think of off the top of my head. I mean, put it in the comments section if you've got any examples of better ones. I'll try and do like a more in-depth like guide thing, but I thought this would be kind of cool to showcase like Magneto and as well Namor at the top of their game for this particular side quest interaction. And definitely, as you have to repeat, because if you don't know, you have to re-repeat the grind with certain tiers you're on to acquire the Uru you need to buy the next casket to then enter into the next difficulty, the next tier. Now, if my math serves me correctly, because I have 50 now, which a lot of people would have, especially if you're kind of Cavalier Thronebreaker or whatnot, the next time we can allow ourselves to get close is 60 Uru to the next casket, which means we cannot unlock tier 8. I think that is 5 days away. So as of tomorrow, I think it's Saturday. I want to say it's like Saturday's the next time that you'll be able to get into the next tier. And at least, no, get the next tier, but as well, get the next casket. 2 quite crucial things there. But yeah, I hope this video helped. And as well, like if people are looking for options for this, then there you go. There's some options. Magneto, Archangel, or I liked Archangel, but that was good for tier 6. Tier 7, however, I think Magneto and Namor are 2 champions, but I would have swapped them out, if anything, for any other champion. That maybe persistent based charge champion, Corvus for example. Also Dr. Doom against Hela is pretty good at a slap. And also, yeah, Iceman is great for Korg. I'm sure there's a few other interactions that players might opt for, especially projectile improvements. But watch out for Death Touch with Hela. It can be a case if you make a mistake, it's not good. So power control champions may be an option against that as well. But I might do like a further guide on this. But yeah, that's been tier 7. Hopefully you enjoyed the video. If you did, slap the like button. And I'll see you later on for the live stream. And as well, maybe a video today on the International Women's Day boss rush a bit later on. But yeah, thanks for watching. See you soon. Bye-bye.